Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to show you some Square-1 example solves. Of course, first is the scramble. I'm using a generated scrambles because scrambling a Square-1 puzzle on your own is pain in the ass. Okay, so let's see what I have here. Not too good of a shape because I don't know the most efficient definite way to solve this shape, back to the cube shape. But what I like to do in cases like this is to pair up this pair of two edges with another pair of two edges from the bottom. So let's do it and see what happens. I move this so and pair up with these two and bring these two up too. And from now on I know what to do. I will align these layers so when I do the slice move I end up with group of 5 edges here and 1 edge here and 2 paired up edges on the bottom. And now I will align the top layer. No alignment necessary for the bottom layer. I do a slice move and what I end up with now is kite on the top and scallop on the bottom. And actually this particular case, kite and scallop, don't matter top or bottom which one of them are, is pretty, it occurs in very much cases when you're returning back to the cube shape. And so if you don't know how to return to the cube shape the most shortest way, you can always try to get to the case where you have kite and scallop. So now I will align those two so that I have the V shape of the kite pointing towards me, and also the middle V part is matched up with this part of the kite. And when I do the slice move I end up with what I like to call similar fist, because when I align them and look from the top you can see they are similar, they are copies of each other. And what to do next is to align so the paired up pieces will be split up when I do the slice move, but they need to be in the front because it won't work when they are in the back part of the cube. And bring up this V shape so that it matches these two pieces. So when I do the slice move I end up with two kites, and from this position you should already know how to solve Square-1. But there is another way. I can bring the V shape of the top layer in front of me and the two pieces that are paired up to split them from the bottom. And when I do the slice move, again I have two kites. So now I just align the top layer, do a slice move, and now I have returned back to the cube shape. What I see now is pretty good because here is already made a bar of the red color and nothing good on the bottom, so I will do a slice move to bring the red bar to the bottom, and I can see I paired it up with the blue color, but currently it gives me nothing because there is another white corner on the top. So I will, to save moves, I will store the blue bar so I won't affect it later when I move this part away, and adjust the top layer so that when I do the slice move I have pieces diagonally and not next to each other. So slice move, now I can see there are the green corners need to be paired up because it would be the opposite bar of the blue bar. Now +3 slice move, -3 slice move, -3 slice, and now I have permuted the bottom corners. Now I will use the algorithm to save this edge orientation. Now the edges are oriented, and luckily I have already matched up the made up green bar with the green color, so I don't have to do an adjustment when to look for the whether I have or have not parity. So looking at bottom layer, I see I have to do two swaps of pieces, and on the bottom, orange is solved, blue is solved, these two are unsolved, so I have to do one swap on the top, and that means I have parity. So it means I need to do an algorithm which will swap these two corners and also swap two of the edges on the top. So I will have even number of swaps on both layers. Now I will execute the algorithm. And what I have now is a U-perm on the bottom. It's the counterclockwise one, and clockwise one U-perm on the bottom. This is a pretty easy algorithm. Oh, actually this is pretty easy because, okay, there is an algorithm how to solve this case, but actually it's the same amount of slice moves if I would do a simple one swap here and one swap here. So what I actually do is I swap two of them, one swap on the top and one swap on the bottom, and now I just do another one, adjust the layers, done. For now, second scramble. Now let's see what we have. Oh, this is pretty easy case because, as I already mentioned in the previous solve, you should try to get to the scallop and kite shape if you are not really sure what to do next. And I already have a kite and scallop shape, so I'll just adjust them. Just adjust. Okay, that sounds weird. Okay, slice. Now I have again similar fist, but different from the previous case. In the previous case I had the right fist where the V part was on the opposite side and the square part was on this side, and to solve a similar fist, which is with the left fist on the top, actually it's more easier than the previous one, and there are several approaches on how to solve this shape. Because you could do it in the last scramble, pairing up, so you would break apart this pair of edges and the V part, and you have two kites again, or the other way, and you have two kites again. But when you have a left fist on the top, you can also align them so that you have upper fist pointing towards you and down fist pointing left from you, and it makes like semi-cube shape right here, and you do a slice move and you again have two kites. So I adjust the upper kite, slice move, and then return back to the cube shape. And what I see next is very, very good, because there's a green bar made up here and blue bar made up here, so I just move the blue bar out of the way, adjust the top layer, slice move, and I have permuted my bottom corners. Now I'll use algorithm to to orient the edges. And now again I have already aligned the blue, made a bar with the blue color, which is pretty great. And now I inspect the bottom layer. I see I have another U-perm, which is two swaps, and on the top layer green needs to go here, blue needs to go here, orange needs to go here, and red needs to go here. So that means I have 4 unsolved pieces and I need to do 3 swaps, which means I have parity. So I'll use an algorithm to do what I just did in the last solve. And now I have the U-perm on the bottom and Z-perm on the top. And this is actually similar to the last edge permutation algorithm, like in the way that there is an algorithm for that, but it's actually the same amount of slice moves, like if you would do the one swap here and one swap here. So I will just do it right now. Now I've ended up with misaligned middle layer, so I align it, slice move 6, slice move 6, slice move, adjust the layers, solved. Third scramble. So what I have here is pretty good case, because if you have already done some Square-1 solving, you can see that here I have already 4 connected pieces and 2 which I can easily move away from here, and 2 pieces connected on the top. So when I do the slice, I don't even have to adjust the bottom layer. So when I do the slice move, I bring up these 2 up here. So what I need to do is just to align the upper layer, so that when I bring those 2 pieces from the bottom to the up, I have made the scallop on the top, and I also have scallop on the bottom. So I just align those 2 scallops, have 2 barrels, align barrels so they are perpendicular to each other, slice move, align kites, slice move, and back to the cube shape I have got. And now I can see I have no made up bars, so I will have to solve the corners of the bottom layer. I can see I have red color here and red color here, so I will adjust the upper layer. So when I do a slice move, I bring up and make this red bar. I move the red bar out of the way. Now opposite of the red is supposed to be orange bar, so one way I can do this is no adjustments on the top layer and slice +3 slice and bring the bar down. But what I actually had to do with my solves, because the previous way of doing this was a little bit inconvenient for my fingers, so what I like to do in my solves is I do -3, so I'll adjust the top layer so I will have orange color here, and I can execute this case pretty fast. See, easy. Now I have permuted the corners on the bottom layer. Now I'll use another algorithm to solve, to orient the edges. And now finally I have misaligned, so I will just waste some time and align this made up red bar with the red color in the back. And looking on the bottom layer, I can see I have to do a 1 swap, and on the top layer orange goes here, blue goes here, yeah, green goes here, and red goes back here. So I have to do 3 swaps on the top, which means I have odd number of swaps of both layers, so that means I don't have parity. So I want to preserve this case and do an algorithm which preserves those odd number of swaps. And now I still have the case when I have odd number of swaps on both layers, but no problem because I know this algorithm. Align the middle layer, solved. Fourth scramble. So let's see what we have here. Pretty good case, because I can see when I will adjust this top layer and bring it down, it will then remove these 2 edges, and these 2 will come down and will make up again that previously mentioned shape, like a group of 5 and 1, and now I have 2 pieces connected here, 2 edges connected here, and I will move them away and bring these 2 pieces back up, and now I have kite on the top and scallop on the bottom. So I just align though they match, divide them up. So I now have again similar fist, and now I can easily solve this again. Slice, adjust up the bottom kite, slice, and back to the cube shape. Okay, nothing good again with the colors. So I see I have blue, piece here and blue piece here. That is the first pieces I saw, so I will do a +3 on the bottom and just bring this blue piece so it matches this blue piece, move this bar away, and again the opposite bar is supposed to be the green, so I do +3 and slice, -3, slice, -3, slice. Now the corners are permuted on the bottom layer. Now an algorithm to orient the edges. Oh, now I see I have no bars made on the top, so that means I have to do a diagonal swap. And luckily for me, I have to not do any adjustments because this piece is already in its position and this piece is also in its position. So now I can easily inspect, do I have parity. So on the bottom layer I have another U-perm, which means 2 swaps, and on the top layer these 2 pieces need to be swapped and these 2 need to be swapped, so that means I also have 2 swap on the top, which means I have no parity and I want to preserve that, so I will use an algorithm which preserves those pieces. And now what I have is the same edge or permutation I had before doing algorithm, and I already told you that it's just 2 times the 1 swap on both layers algorithm. So I swap these 2, align them, swap again, align the middle layer, solved. The 5th and last scramble for this video. Okay, nothing interesting apart from the rest of the scrambles, because you have the previous scramble case, only the 2 parallel pieces are on the bottom and this contraption is on the top, so I will just align the bottom layer. So when I bring these 2 pieces up, they match up with these 4 and make a group of 5 on 1. So now I have to move these 2 connected edges away. So when I bring these parallel edges down, I make a kite on the bottom and it leaves a scallop on the top. So I just align them again, slice move. Now I have similar fist. Align them to make that semi-cube shape. Slice, 2 kites, align, slice. And as I was doing the slice move, I noticed I have a blue bar made up, so luckily I won't have to move it anywhere. And got pretty lucky because there's already a green bar here too, so I will just do a +1 slice and I have permuted my corners of the bottom layer. Now I will use an algorithm to orient the edges, and luckily again the orange bar is already matched up with the orange color. So on the top layer I can see the green is solved and other pieces are unsolved. That means I have to do a 2 swap on the top. And on the bottom layer these 2 opposite pieces need to be swapped, so that means I have parity. So I will use an algorithm to swap also 2 pieces on the top, so I end up with 1 swap on the bottom and either 1 or 3 swap on the top. Let's see what happens. So I ended up with 3 swap on the top, and luckily I know this algorithm where these 2 bottom pieces need to be swapped, and this it's not V, it's a W perm. I think it was W perm on the top. So now I will do the algorithm and cubes already solved, align the layers, solved. So this was the last solve for my example solves of the Square-1. Thank you for watching.